the time has finally come for me to finally be able to use one of my favorite washi tapes. So in this video, I'm going to be doing a fall spread in my Hobonichi Cousin while I show you how I use my Hobonichi Cousin as a functional planner, how I stay productive and organized, and how I keep my Hobonichi Cousin as a system that's very functional, very efficient, but still, in my humble opinion, very beautiful and aesthetic. And I will share with you some tips along the way and how I use my Hobonichi Cousin as a functional planner. So if you're ready, let's get into my monthly planning in my Hobonichi Cousin Fall Edition. The first thing that I always do is do my monthly planning. Now, if you watch my last video, then you know that I got my order for 2025 of my Hobonichi Cousin. Already very excited about that. I am going to do an update on my journal planner system in probably my next video. But yeah, I'm already excited to get started in my Hobonichi Cousin for the next month. But I am going to film the whole setup before for you guys. So that will come soon as well. Also, in that haul, I also have this little baby that I have been using for the last couple of weeks, and honestly, I love it so much. It was something that I wasn't intending on buying, but I'm so happy that I did. It is my little carry-all for everything that I need, and I just have it on my desk and it looks super cute. And I plan on adding some little pins here as well. If you want a full review of the staple, let me know. Otherwise, this is what I'm going to have here. So the first thing that I will mention is whenever I do my spreads, I plan ahead and do my monthly spreads and my weekly spreads as well. That way they're already set up, and then when I do have to do my weekly planning, the spreads are already ready and I keep them in the same theme as well as my daily spreads. I don't set all of these up ahead of time. I do usually 2 at a time, but preparing things ahead of time helps you make it easier for you to show up and actually do your planning or your journaling. And if you just sit and do it for half an hour, get focused, it's a lot easier. And at the same time, every single month I keep the same thing. So for now, for September, the 2 washi tape that I have been using are these 2. I have been using these 2 colors for my pens. That way I'm making use of my stationery in a very intentional way. I'm trying to get through a lot of the washi tape that I already have, and sticking to the same theme makes it easy for me to do it every single day. And at the same time, I am actually making use of my stationery. So let's get into October. So the first thing I always do is do an overview of the month to see what does the month look like. So throughout the month, when something comes up, I do write it in pencil as well. That way I can just remember to add it in, but I also use my digital planner as my calendar as well. So what I do is, firstly, let's go into the schedule to see what is going on this month, and in pencil I'm just going to write it out quickly. So my friend has something going on the first few days, so I'm just going to write that down in pencil. That way I can easily erase it. And then if there's something that might be happening, I usually leave it in pencil until it's scheduled. That way I don't ruin my spreads. I also add in my payday, but I just put a $sign because I just know that's a symbol that I use as well. That helps me organize my bills, etc. If I have a day off, I put that in as well. My friend is pregnant and she's due. I like to keep stuff like that in my calendar as well. Halloween. There's a few birthdays as well. I have a separate note on my phone with birthdays. So then at the beginning of the month, I also check here. So there's a few birthdays this month. So I'll write that down as well. That way I can send them a little message, a little happy birthday. And then this is the anniversary of my grandfather's passing, cousin's birthday, friend's birthday. Lots happening this month. I usually love October, especially because of Halloween, all the fall vibes. I've already started on my fall bucket list, which has been really fun. The way that I did it last month, which I'm going to keep doing the same thing. So I'm going to first start with writing out the month of October. So I'm going to keep the same color as last month just because I love the fall vibes. So let me just bring it in closer. And if you want to learn how to create an aesthetic spread in a very easy way, so little tricks and tips that I have picked up along the way, I'm able to do my aesthetic spreads very quickly because I don't always have the time to make super elaborate spreads. So I've picked up some tips along the way to keep it simple but still aesthetic. Because I'm talking, it doesn't look as nice as usual, but that's fine. I have a separate video where I share with you tips and tricks on how to create an aesthetic spread in a very simple way. So you'll see how it pulls together in this one, because ultimately I'm not doing anything super crazy and I'm not decorating too much. I'm not, in reality, this takes me like half an hour to do. Obviously when I'm filming it takes a little bit longer because I'm talking to you guys. But yeah, I have a separate video on sharing tips and tricks to make an aesthetic spread. This is not as cute as usual because I'm not focused, which is one of the reasons why I struggle with recording what I'm doing. So I'm going to add a few little decorations because I just want to jazz it up a little bit. So I have my little decoration here, and then I will add the washi tape at the end. So now let me color code the different things that are important. So birthdays and appointments. I think I might also put, this became a little too much of the same color, so I might add a different one. Let's see what matches. This purple? No, let me see if I have a different color. I have these two colors that kind of match the theme. However, I'm not sure how they'll actually turn up. I feel like one of these are super light. So let me just swatch it at the back of my Hobonichi Cousin. This one is a little green. I want more of the brown earthy colors for the fall. So let's see. This one is a bit of a gray taupe, which is not bad. This one works. This one works better because I think it matches this color. So let me just go with this. Perfect. Let's go back. Usually I pick out everything beforehand, but I just felt like filming, so I figured I'm just gonna jump on the opportunity and go for it. Okay, so we have birthdays, and I like to put a little kind of simple coding. So yes, it's the color, but also a little emoji or whatever you want to call it. So let's put a little heart for birthdays. That way I know on my calendar, if I put a little heart and I put the name, I know that's a birthday. Then I want to put in appointments. So let me do appointments as a circle. I'm just picking these as on the fly. Appointments. And then because there are a lot of birthdays and things going on this month, let me put reminders. So reminders, I'll put a little star. It's nothing complicated. Quite simple. Okay, so now that I have my colors picked out, I'm going to go in and by category start erasing and writing out what it is. So let's just start with the easy one, which is birthdays. So let me put in all the birthdays this month, and we have picked the kind of this deep purple. I have all the birthdays put in. So now let's move on to the next category, which are appointments. So I have things like my therapy or a doctor's appointment, etc. And the reason why I like having all the appointments and everything in one spot is that when I do my weekly planning, I can adjust my schedule accordingly. I already forgot what time that was. That's really wonderful. I need to not talk when I'm doing my planning because I really easily forget what I'm doing. That's really not great for my memory, but that's fine. Okay, so let me just write in all my appointments for the month ahead, and I will be right back. Have all my appointments entered, and now all the reminders. So these are things like my friend is traveling and I just want to remember because she'll be away. Why? Because I'm just like that. These are just like little reminders of things that are relevant to me or I want to remember. Or it's things like my friend's due date. There's actually 2 due dates this month, which is exciting. And then I have another friend on October 31st. Then I have a long weekend scheduled on the 14th. So I'm just going to mark that off as a reminder. The other thing I have to add here, which I won't get, I'm going to keep it general, but I have to remember something that my friend is going through, and I just want to make sure that I check in on her those days and to be present for her. So I'm just going to write her nickname, and I will just put it at the bottom. The last thing, I don't know what color to put it. It's the anniversary of my grandfather's passing, so I don't know if I want to put it as a birthday because it's not exactly a birthday, but maybe I will put it in completely different color, and I'll put a little heart. If there are things that are potentially scheduled, like I'm thinking of going to New York, I'm gonna leave it in pencil until it's actually booked. That way I don't mess up my spread. I like keeping it clean. Now that I have everything put in, as you can see, it is mostly functional. It's to know what's going on this month, how busy I am, what appointments I have. That way when I'm doing my weekly planning, I can keep those in mind as well. That way I can schedule my workouts around that or whatever else. I can be more mindful of what is going on. So that's already scheduled in. And now is the fun part. Let's put in the washi. So these are the two that I'm going to be using. It's a really cute pumpkin patch from the Coffee Monsters Co. And I paired it with this very simple checkered or whatever you want to call it washi tape. Even though I have like a little cutter, I don't really use it that much. So you just put it in like this. I've been enjoying kind of the rugged look, which is really unlike me, but just tearing it up by tearing up my washi tape with my hand. But let me just do it a little different. So I like blocking off, if the first few days of this calendar are not October, so this is September 30th and then it goes into October, I kind of block it off so that visually I can have the reminder of what the day is. And then I will add in this one. Like I said, I like to keep the same theme. So the theme I'm going to be using for my monthly spread is going to be the same as the theme that I use for my weekly and daily spreads. So I'm going to be making a lot of use out of these washi tapes. And I also got a lot more not that I needed more stationery, but I bought more stickers from the Coffee Monsters Co. because I wanted to get some stuff for my Hobonichi Cousin. Yes, I'm justifying. It's fine. We're fine. So I'm also excited to get those used, and I'll show you after when I'm doing my weekly spreads, but it's a lot of cute little stickers. It's a lot of fun. It's fun how journaling can bring out your creativity, and also just like for me, it feels a lot like allowing just my inner child to do all the fun stuff, like using stickers. Did anyone have those sticker books when they were younger where I don't know if that was just like a me thing, or like I don't know, I had a sticker book where like sticker paper, release paper that you can put in stickers but then you can take them off. Like you had a page where the sticker would just stick, but then another page where you could pick it up again. Anyone know what I'm talking about? I bought the same type of paper for my traveler's notebook. Like I got an insert of it. It's really cute. But anyway, all that to say, I feel like doing this is yes creative, yes functional, but also just like really fun for my inner child to come out and just like have fun. I love it. And it's always really cute to use the Coffee Monsters Co. So I think I'm going to keep the decorations simple. Let me see if there's any stickers that I want to be using. So this is one of the 3 binders that I use for my stickers. These are the ones that I have that I want to use for my 2025 Hobonichi Cousin. But let's see if there's anything that I want to be using. There's some fall stuff that I want to be using. Honestly, there's way too many that I want to use. So let me first take this one out. Maybe I'll just use this one just to finish up the sticker sheet. So this is from last year's. Maybe I can use the bath one around on Halloween, even though it's my friend's due date, or maybe I can put it here. Will be cute actually. Let's put it on this side. I love stickers. So funny. It's really funny to be an adult and to enjoy stickers like this. I enjoy that one. And then I know that I have days where I'm working at the office, so maybe usually those are Wednesdays, so maybe I will just put that here. And there's this little pumpkin coffee cup. It's so cute. Let me put that on my day off maybe. I actually don't like it there. I feel like it's too crowded on this side. Let's see if we can balance it out. So let me look through my stickers again. I feel like I want to use these for my 2025 Hobonichi Cousin. Is that weird? I just want to keep the new ones for the new. I don't know if that's dumb, but let's just go with it. I think I'll leave it at this. There's this one, which is fall bucket list emojis, which is so cute. I have a fall bucket list already of things that I want to be doing. So I think that I will add this in afterwards because I want to still be doing some fall activities. I'll use it in my spread after the fact. So once I have done my monthly spread, I kind of do the same thing, but a little more generally in my weekly spread. So I try to prepare ahead of time the spreads. So it's just 4 weeks in reality. Again, keeping in the same theme, just to make it simple when I want to show up every single week to do my planning. So I always keep the same format. On the side, I have a to-do list. So I'm just going to write to-do on every single page. And at the bottom, it's either putting down miscellaneous or meals. So I'm just going to put miscellaneous for all of them. And I'm going to do that for all 4 weeks. I'll be right back. Perfect. we are done. So I realized I think there's an extra week or something in the spreads, but I did my to-do list, my miscellaneous, and then I created a line just to separate the schedule versus if I need to do a little brain dump of things I know that I need to be doing ahead of time. Very simple. You can watch the video for more other video, the aesthetic, how to create an aesthetic spread video. If you want to see exactly how to do these, it's very, very easy. And as you can see, it's really just about the colors and how I combined and use things together, and you'll see how it'll pull together afterwards. So ahead of time, that's all I do for that. And then I'm just gonna go in and decorate at my washi tape. Like I said before, it's a great way to use your washi tape. I think for these spreads, I might just do the same thing that Helen does. If you don't know, the Coffee Monsters Co. is owned by Helen, and she's actually Canadian as well. I'm just gonna use it for the header just to make it, I feel like it will work a little bit better when it comes to this washi tape specifically. So I'm just going to add it in as the header. And then I will likely add a few more things. Maybe I'll wait to add those as I go, but the other stickers that I have, the little coffee and whatever, actually I can use the working ones. All the other stickers that I have, I really want to make sure I'm making use of them. So I'm just going to do that for all the weeks. I'm just going to add that as a header. So I'm just going to go do that and I will be back. I have added my washi tape as the header for all the weeks, which is really, really satisfying. And then I added a little one for this coming Monday, but the white one doesn't really show up. It's too close to the color of the paper, but because it's a day off, I want to do something. What I think I'll do is I'll leave a little bit of space. So when I'm doing my weekly planning, I can use some of these stickers. So some of the days that I'm going to work, I can put the little emoji with the person going in the coffee. So I'll keep it simple for now. And then when I'm doing my weekly planning, I can add some decorations if I feel like it. And if not, I won't. But this is how I prepare my weekly spreads. It's very simple. And then every week I sit down and I look at my monthly spread and I see what is going on, plug and play to see how I can reorganize my week to make sure that I stay productive. I have a more detailed weekly planning video if you want to watch that. So the weekly spreads are prepared. Now I'm moving on to something I started this year, which honestly has helped a lot, which is at the beginning of the month having a life admin page, which means at the beginning of the month, I have a spread where these are all the things that I need to be doing. You know, all the tasks that you have that you always push back, dropping off things to get hemmed, which is a thing for me right now. I needed to get something hemmed and I still haven't dropped it off. But all these life admin tasks that we always push back on and procrastinate on, it has gone a lot better for me this year in terms of getting them done. And one of the reasons is because I have it at the beginning of the month. So I have a spread. So this page in the Hobonichi Cousin, I didn't know how to use it and I have been using it for a life admin. So now what I'm going to do is I separated from between the priorities and the bonuses, and at the bottom I have always space to do a brain dump if there's anything that comes up. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing as this. So at the top, let me just put in life admin. And then let me go over with this Pigma. These, by the way, if you want to invest in pens that will last you a long time to do drawing or to do full calligraphy or whatever else, these Sakura Pigma Micron pens, they have lasted me, I'm not even exaggerating, these I think have been in my kit for like 8 years. They last so long. Granted, I don't like draw and doodle the whole page. I use them mostly for writing headers and stuff, but they're still like super pigmented, haven't dried out. The nib is still so great and it's really not that expensive. So this is, in terms of a pen, I've tried different brands like the Faber ones and another brand that I got on Amazon, and these are still the ones that I reach for over and over again. So in terms of investing in something in stationery, this is really worth it in terms of price and what you get for it. And it's like you have different nib sizes. They're really amazing. I like to separate things between the important things that I actually have to get done, so the priorities and then the bonuses. So I'm going to keep it a little bit more simple this month and then just do like a header. I'm doing it approximate. I like it to be the half of the page, but if it doesn't work out, it's not a big deal. So let me just write So if you don't know how to do calligraphy, if you don't know how to do nice lettering, it's really not a big deal. Now I'm just getting a bit lazy because I just don't feel like taking the time to do the like cursive. But just by adding color and a bit of sticker, I think it still looks super nice. So I don't know. I think we need to normalize having simple spreads to keep it a lot more sustainable to journal and do all the things, because life does get busy. This is supposed to help us improve our lives, help us stay organized, help us stay more mindful. And I think that's how I look at these tools that I have, is that this is supposed to be fun for me. The minute is not fun, the minute that's when I have to ask myself, why am I doing this? So that really makes me a lot more intentional with how I'm using my planner. And honestly, this year has been so much fun. My Hobonichi Cousin, I've been loving it so much. So I think for now, at the end of the month, so I have a few more days before September is over, and I'll do my whole self-reflection process, my whole goal setting process, which I can share with you in another video. If you're interested, let me know. But then at that point, I can maybe go back and reflect on what are the things that I actually have to get done, because there are a few things that I actually have gotten done. So I'll do that when I do my monthly recap, but at least my page is already ready to do the life admin, and I can see what needs to be moved onto this month, considering it is going to be a busy month. So for my monthly spread, the life admin is the next thing that I just completed. And now we're moving on to, maybe I will do a daily spread. Should I not? I think I might keep that for a separate video actually, because I've been asked on how I use my daily spreads as a functional planner. So maybe I will do that in a separate video, because usually I do like 2 spreads at a time. So I still have time to do that. So if you're interested in seeing how I do my daily spreads, you can subscribe to my channel so that way you can watch that when it comes out. So the last thing that I'll do is my habits tracker. So this usually I will do with my monthly self-reflection, my monthly goals. However, because we're here, I'm going to do it with you as well, because this has been another thing that has really worked really well for me this year in my Hobonichi Cousin, because I have everything in one. And when I do my daily planning, at the end of the day, when I sit down and I look at my daily spread and I see what did I get done, what did I not get done, it's a lot easier for me to flip back instead of pulling out another journal to do my habit tracking. So this, let me just write up all the habits. So here I put in all the habits that I want to do next month. So let me just bring it closer to show you. So at the top here, I put all my habits, and then here is where I check off, did I do the habit or not? So if it's a check mark, I did it. If it's a cross, I didn't do it. If it's a dot, it's that I made the effort and I was mindful of it, but I didn't do it fully. So for example, I tried drinking enough water, but I just didn't. Supplements, I took some of my supplements, but not all of them, etc. So that's kind of how I do it. And now for the next month, it's going to be very similar in terms of my habits. So I might leave a bit of space because I'm going to be trying something a bit different for my health to see if I can help manage my hormones and my cortisol level and lose a bit of weight. So I'm going to leave a bit of space for that. That way I can add that and any specific habits to that. But some things have just become standard, and I like having the constant reminder and being very intentional with how I'm living every single day. So some of these habits are just going to be the same: water, supplements. So steps, my goals for September was to do 15,000 steps, but honestly, since I got back from New Mexico, I've been coughing and still quite sick and low energy. So my goal was actually 10,000 steps. I'll see if in October I can set it to 15 again. Somatic movement for trauma processing, and then I will add in meditation and reading. I have not been reading as much this month because I feel like the book that I'm reading, I'm not super excited about it. So if you have any book recommendations for me, let me know. I need a book that I'm obsessed with that I need to like read through. And the thing is, I don't like not finishing a book, which is the issue that I have now, but then I'm just also not reading as much. So I have completed my habits tracker. I have completed my monthly overview as well. And that is all I do in my monthly planning. If you're interested in seeing how I use my Hobonichi Cousin as a functional planner, make sure to watch this video. In my next video, I will do a review of my journal and planner system. And let me know if you have any specific questions. If you're interested in more planning videos, I'm thinking of doing a vlog to also show you how I have a productive day or a productive week. Let me know if those are interesting for you, if you have any specific questions. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you a lot of love. Bye for now.